Oh wait, it's recording. Hey everyone, Captain here, locked and loaded. Welcome back to another video. Today I am showing how to actually make one of these texture packs that I usually make on my channel. A viewer has requested that, so this is my video plan for today, I guess. So they asked how I would make a texture pack, specifically for an M4. So I told them I have actually a M4A1 texture pack right now, but I don't plan on releasing it yet because I'm still planning on finding better sounds for it. But yeah, I'll be showcasing how I make texture packs and basically how this works. Discord just disconnected or something. Let's get started, I guess. So first things first, you're going to want to make the gun texture. Of course, you need the texture pack folder, which I have right here. For the texture pack folder, you're going to need to create a folder with your texture pack's name, and then inside you're going to want the assets folder, pack.mcmeta, and then the pack.png image. So if you're not familiar with creating these texture pack assets here, you can actually download one of my assets and just change whatever you want from inside. Don't worry, I won't come and find you for anything for doing that. We gamers should help gamers. So you can download one of my packs and change out whatever you want that's inside. If you want to change the crossbow, download a crossbow texture pack and change accordingly. And if you want to change a bow texture pack, of course, download a bow texture. Now, once you download it, you should see multiple items inside. There should be an assets folder, there's an pack.mcmeta, and a pack.png. So what these do, pack.png is basically the picture shown in the resource packs menu. And yeah, basically this is shown there to easily identify which one's your texture pack and stuff. Pack.mcmeta is actually the details that are inside. Once I click inside, you see a bunch of stuff that maybe you won't understand, but the more texture packs you make, you will understand. But I'm gonna explain this in the easiest way. The pack format is for the version of the game this is suitable for. For now, I left at 5, which is suitable for around 1.15 or something. So if you go in game with my textures right now, it should say version incompatible, but you can just ignore that because it's pretty much compatible. But of course, if you are kind of the perfectionist, then sure, go change the pack format to whichever version you're using. I think there is a wiki that shows which pack format is for which version. Maybe I'll find a link for it if I remember to find a link for it. And the description is, well, pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you want to tell what the users are switching if they use your texture pack, or basically what your texture pack's about. And that's all there is for the pack.mcmeta. Next is the assets folder. Inside the assets folder is Minecraft, of course. I assume this Minecraft is here is because we're changing vanilla stuff. If you want to change like modded stuff, there should be like other stuff. Yeah, realistically, just do with Minecraft. Don't mess with other stuff for now, since we're just changing the bow or the crossbow. Now, inside the the updated versions of my texture pack, you should see 4 folders: models, sounds with an S, and textures. So let's go with the easiest part first. We'll go with the textures. Inside the textures, you'll see 2 things. One is item, and one is items with an S. You might be wondering, Isaac, you should have only 1, right? Since the newest version only uses 1. Well, the reason why I have 2 is because I want to use my texture packs at the older version as well. This is why I have 2 of these. Sure, the file size is a bit larger, but I kind of wanted to have this multi-version thing where you can just access my texture pack from a version as old as 1.7.10 to a new one like 1.16.4. So since both of these are the same, I'm just gonna click in one. So there are 6 items in here, it should be. There are 5 related to the bow and 1 related to the arrow. You can change the arrow to whatever you want. I'm gonna switch to a better view. Yeah, for my arrow is just cartridges, and of course the bow is of course all the guns in different states. This for the M4, I did a bit of a minimalistic, I think. Yeah, it's sort of minimalistic. The M4 doesn't have many moving parts except for maybe the charging handle when it is operated. So for what I did, let me open an app for you. So what I did with the bow, of course, the standard bow and the standby bow is basically the same one. You just copy and paste. Now you see, this is the gun texture I have right now for the M4. Of course, I plan on improving this. Of course, this is not the final version. But yeah, basically you're going to want to sketch a look of the gun. If you are extracting from the, of course, the vanilla textures with the standard bow, my advice is to align your gun to this axis right here. Let's see if I can highlight. Yeah, the middle axis right here. Do your best to align your gun right there. The trigger doesn't matter. Just make sure the barrel is there. That's how I do it, at least. You can have your other ways if you think your one's correct. Now, after you got your texture, there are a few things you need to switch. First things first, after you saved your bow and standby bow texture. For bow pulling 0, this is the first animation your character will do, or the bow will change into when you are pulling the bow. For me, I have only changed the front sight to red to indicate no power, because for bows you can fire at any weapon state. Basically, you can even fire at bow pulling 1. So for bow pulling 0, I have the front sight at red to signify this is low power. For bow pulling 1, I have a yellow. And the difference with bow pulling 1 and 0 is that I have the charging handle open. Well, not charging handle, bolt. I have the bolt open, or invisible as you would say, to kind of simulate extracting around or chambering around. And then for bow pulling 2, I basically just copied bow pulling 0 into bow pulling 2 and changed the front sight to green to signify this is max power and it is best to fire at this state. So after you got all your bows saved like this, and of course your arrows if you want to make like a custom one, and you're done with the items. Now next you want to make sounds. Sounds, since both of these are the same, I'm just gonna go in one of them. Sounds, since okay, bows have random sound pitches. That's why they're in this random folder. I'm pretty sure it's the same for both of them. Yep, it's the same for both of them. So I'm gonna just go in one of them. Now, OGG files. The sound files are in OGG format, not the standard MP3 format that your standard music should have. And let me tell you one thing, OGG sounds lag a lot. They don't lag a lot when editing, they lag a lot when you're opening the specific folder, as you're probably seeing on screen right now if the recording hasn't crashed. So you have to keep in mind, this is why I don't make textures that much, or not enthusiastically. And now my Windows Explorer has crashed. Fantastic. I'll be right back. Right, now that the folder has loaded, and you can see there's only one file, which is bow.ogg. This bow.ogg is actually the bow firing sound. You have to make like you have to create your own, of course, firing sound. Of course, this is the M4, so you would make an M4 firing sound, and you would, what do you say, render it, not render, I don't know what's the word, hold on, give me a sec. Right, now that I got my app open, I'm using Audacity for this. You can use any other sound recording app if you have, but since this is a free software, I would recommend this to anyone doing this for like a hobby or something. This is my sound. I'm gonna play it. It might be loud. I might lower the volume when I'm editing. but this is my sound. And this would basically just play every time you fire the bow inside the game. So what you want to do is you want to make sure the sound is as close to 0 seconds as possible, so that it doesn't have any delay when you're firing in game. And of course the shell casing dropping is optional, since there's no visual shell casing dropping inside the game. Of course, it's Minecraft, not some shooter game. Yeah, after you're done with your sounds, of course my one's complete. If you're done with your MP3, it's not an OGG, you click on File, of course this is for Audacity, export it as an OGG. Or if you're using any other app, find a way to save it in an OGG Vorbis file format. So once you're done with that, you're kind of set if you're doing like small arms. If you're doing pistols, like the 1911, the 92, the 5.7, Desert Eagle, well, maybe not the Desert Eagle, you might need a bit of reciting. Anywho, the small arms, pretty much you're done. Because I'm pretty sure you can just fire the gun in game, and third-person models should not look that bad. This is what we're going to talk into now for the advanced texture pack creators. Models. For items, for bows, of course, there is one file inside models, which is the bow.json or JSON, the bow.json file. This will house any details that will change, like the how the bow is held in hand in third person or first person. I'm just gonna show you in here. There are a lot of stuff in here shown, which is third person right hand, third person left hand, first person right hand, and first person left hand. Of course, each of these will change like rotation, the position, and how big it is. So for now, I have this one copied from my bow.m1 Grand texture pack. Really, there isn't much stuff to explain. I guess I should explain how these work individually. I have to fire up my game though. Yeah, I'll fire up my game. Give me a sec. I just realized halfway through the video, I haven't even touched what my viewer wants actually. First things first. Of course, you're gonna want to start the game. Actually, this is actually the most recommended procedure when we do these texture pack edits. We should have the game booted up so that we can actually see what is going on at the moment when we're editing. And yeah, this is actually the most effective way to edit, because you actually know what you're doing. So of course you want to go into third person. This is of course modified. The bow is never this big. Yeah, now that we're here, I'm going to show you what each of these changes. So first things first, let's say I'm going to change up the third person. Since the bow's on my right hand right now, I'm going to change up the rotation. I'm going to change this to 0 and save this. Of course, this is not the final version. I'm not going to, of course, send a slanted bow to someone else. So yeah, after you made your edit and save the file, you press F3 and T to reload the textures. This of course may take a while if you have like more textures, but yeah, this is the more or less recommended way if you want to test out like texture packs, how they look. Yeah, we'll just wait for this to respond. And oh god, that is not right. Yeah, that's not how you hold a gun. Well, I guess you could tell how that one changes it. Oh god. So yeah, the first rotation, or maybe we'll label it the X rotation. I can't spell. The first X rotation will rotate the gun like that. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Basically, it turns it to a pistol grip hold to a carry handle hold. Not really good for firing, because it looks like this. Next. Now, this next one is, of course, the rotation in your grip, I guess. Basically, I guess it's better to show you. The Y rotation. I'm gonna change it by 90 degrees. 90 degrees is... hold on a second, I know math. Okay, if I change it by 90 degrees like that and reload textures, it should rotate in my grip. Oh god. That. Yeah, it looks like that. No go. Okay, next stat. Okay, for the next one, this minus 40. I'm gonna change it to minus 0. And if we reload, it takes a while, but it is the most safe way to do this. In case if you, in the case you actually screw up like that. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Yeah, just use my base ones. They're good enough. Don't actually mess with this because they look actually horrendous. So yeah, that's what the rotation does. Don't mess with it, just use my values. Trust me, it's gonna save you a lot of trouble. For a translation, translation is basically the position where the bow is held. Oh god, something's wrong. Time out, give me a sec. Alright, now that's better. Now, translation. Basically the position of where the gun is held inside your arm. So, for the X translation, I'm gonna switch it to minus 10, which is gonna look weird. But we'll roll with it because I need to demonstrate. And the gun is at the other hand, which is not correct. Of course, translation, don't change the X value. There is one value I suggest you change according to how your gun is like. If it's like a long gun or just a pistol, which is the Z value. Of course, the Y value I don't suggest changing. I'm gonna see what it does actually because I have no idea. And it is levitating. Basically, Y value is what you expect, up and down. Okay, so this next one is actually the one that I recommend changing, which is the Z value. You will want to change this value according to what weapon you are making. It would be originally at 0 if you would take from the standard texture packs, which would look like this if you're using a rifle. Normally I wouldn't recommend going for 0 because as you can see it's closer inside my arm. I'm a bit confused. Hold on, timeout. Okay, you know about translation now. Next is scale. Scale, I don't think I need to explain much about it since it's also pretty self-explanatory. Basically, how big your thing is. I need context of that. Basically, scale. Oh, for crying out loud. Basically, scale is how big the weapon is in your hands. And I think I just noticed what Z translation is. It is actually what I was saying. So I think the standard value for the vanilla bow is at +1, which would make the buttstock of the, of course, in this case, my M4, literally jut through my shoulder. Yes, you will see a few pixels jutting off the shoulder, which is, of course, a no-go. This would make it optimal. Basically, looks like you're actually shouldering the weapon. Of course, it doesn't look like that when you're firing because this is, of course, still a bow. And yeah, this stands it more better. And God knows who I hit. So yeah, that's the bow. On to crossbows. Now that I have the texture pack out, as you can see, arrow, of course, is still the cartridges with the box. And these are the differences. I probably should open my app, but yeah, I'm just gonna explain. So standby is basically standard crossbow texture, but I have a red dot on it to signify that the crossbow is not loaded. And the first one you're gonna touch after touching crossbow standby, which is the not loaded crossbow, the first one you should touch, is crossbow pulling 0. Basically, for crossbows, I would choose texture packs with like complex movements, such as loading of a magazine or bolting, pumping a pump action. Any complex movement would do. Maybe fracking a slide, maybe, but For crying out loud, Minecraft. Yes, complex movements, maybe racking the slide might do, but it's not flashy enough, I guess, for me. So yeah, for crossbow pulling 0, it would be the boat going up. I would also change the red dot to yellow to signify that it is loading. It is not done, and you shouldn't let go of right click. Because of how crossbows work, you need to fully load it before you can actually fire it. So crossbow bowling 0 is just a yellow dot change, and of course the boat being raised. Of course, this is a bolt action rifle if you're using a pump action. I'm complicating this. You should know if you're like doing an M4, of course, it's the bolt and the charging handle. And crossbow pulling 1. Basically, this is the bolt being pulled back, or pump, or charging handle. You get what I mean. Discord, really. Oh. I guess that's why they made that sound. Okay, for crossbow pulling 2, it is the bolt being pushed back forward. But I didn't make it go down yet because there's still one more animation after this, which is letting go of right click. And so I changed the yellow dot to green as well to signify the player that you can let go of right click now because the crossbow is now loaded and you're ready to fire. Now you're gonna need 2 more textures, which is crossbow arrow and crossbow firework. Crossbow arrow is for when the crossbow is loaded with an arrow. Well, very self-explanatory. And crossbow firework is loaded with a firework. Now, the difference with arrow and firework is for mine, arrow-loaded crossbows have a white part behind the green dot or in front, depending on the gun, which I think the case would be my Fortnite shotgun, a common variant. And then for fireworks, it would have red instead on the white part. Now that's all the items. Next is the sounds. Now this is a bit complex and I don't know if it would load now. Sounds in items. So you want to have the directory in Minecraft, sounds, item, and then crossbow. Now if it doesn't load, I might for crossbows, of course, there's a lot more complex stuff because of how the crossbow sounds are actually used. And yeah, I'll just explain each one of it. So there are 4 main types. There are 4 types of crossbow sounds. Of course, ignore quick charge for now. There's the shooting, there's the loading, and then there's the start and end of the loading. Basically, there are 2 sounds that are played when you start loading and you finish the loading, when you let go of right click. So shooting, for me, they're all technically the same sound. It's just that shoot 2 is the normal variant, shoot 1 is lower pitch, and shoot 3 is higher pitch. For loading middle is the same story, but loading 2 is the standard pitch, 1 is lower. Minecraft, can you stop raining for 1 second? 1 is lower pitch, and 3 is higher pitch, and 4 is even higher pitch. Now, loading start and end is where the things get complex. You can either choose to leave this as no sound at all. For loading start and end, I have weapon handling sounds. If you don't know what these sounds sound like, well, wait, this has quick charge. If you have heard crossbows fired, if you have heard crossbows before, you probably heard that. Now, the first click and of course, the final clack is of course, the loading start and the loading end. Loading end would be played like no matter what quick charge you are on, but loading start will only play if you're loading a non-enchanted crossbow. Well, at least not enchanted with quick charge. You know what I mean. Now, of course, you can have any sounds you want. You can even leave it blank if you don't want any. And yeah, I guess that's about it for the standard crossbow sounds. Now for quick charge, where things get a bit complex. I don't know if it will load again, but we'll see. If this is cut, then it's not loaded. Now there are 3 sounds, of course. quick 1 in variants of 1, 2, and 3, quick 2, and quick 3. This should be painfully obvious to what they actually do. So, quick 1 is basically Minecraft, please! Quick 1 is basically quick charge 1, and it's basically the sounds of loading middle. Pretty self-explanatory. Basically, this is the faster charging sound for the crossbow when it's enchanted with quick charge. Quick 1 is quick charge 1, quick 2 is quick charge 2, quick 3 is quick charge 3. And of course, the second number, 1, 2, and 3 are the pitches. 2 is middle pitch or moderate pitch, whatever. 1 is low pitch and 3 is high pitch. You get what I mean. Now let's get to talking on the part that my viewer actually requested, which is this one, crossbow.json. If you download one of my texture packs, of course, you would just immediately take this file. Yeah, just copy this into your folder. Like, it will really save you the hassle. But for those people that actually want to do it themselves, yeah, then that's what I'm here for. I'm gonna explain this to you on how do you actually turn the crossbow into yeah, how it looks like on screen right now. So god dang. Now I have two crossbows right here. Okay, the one on the left is the standard crossbow, and the one on the right is of course the non-standard. So what you want to do is actually change your rotation and translation to the same as the bows, because the bow has his own kind of a holding stance, and you're gonna want that with the crossbow as well. How the crossbow, like vanilla crossbow, is held is I need a good demonstration. Maybe like this. Basically, if your hand's like this, you hold it like this. Not very good for a texture pack. So if you want to change it like, well, on screen right now, yeah, just use mine. I can't really explain this any longer. If you have paid attention to the bow, I'm gonna actually put a timestamp, god dang it, timestamp on where I explain how these JSON file works. Yeah, basically it's just the same as the bow one, except you copy the bow one into you get what I mean. I'm not really good at this stuff. Okay, just cut me some slack. So yeah, after you change your crossbows model files, I think you're done. Yeah, you are done. Slap on the pack.mcmeta and other stuff. You're pretty much done. Yeah, it's pretty much done. I don't think I can explain any more detail into this. Sorry, I'm not really enthusiastic, but I'm not really good at these tutorials. But I hope I explained what you wanted. I forgot what your name was. I probably will put a name on screen, but yeah. That is how you actually make a texture pack. How I do it, actually. How you do anyways. Yeah, if you think this is helpful, leave a like on the video. If you think it didn't help, then feel free to dislike it. Yeah, this is probably gonna get a lot of dislikes because of how I explained it, but yeah, this is how I make texture packs. Okay, trippy though. Actually, just download my texture pack and modify it. This is pretty well. You have a base to follow on. I don't know. Just roll the outro. I don't know how to continue this. Thank you, and yeah, this is Captain over and out.